brief introduction about the CAD customization. So before entering into this subject, I would like to some of the few questions. Okay. All are aware about the what is current scenario in a real industry. So every industry is focusing on how to increase. So most of the now current industry are most of the industry are most of the OEM or most of the top technology, they are investing to the future. What is my investing to the future? Like what main their focus is to how to increase the productivity. You can take automotive industry or you can take any organization. So first they will focus on the how we can increase the productivity or how we can increase the efficiency. So they say we want to increase our value. How they will increase their value, and finally, what they are expecting the profit. This is the current industry trend. So if you take even the small organization to big organization, all are looking on this. So again, the different part. Some of them answered correctly, and some of their answer like manufacturing or something another skill set. Those all are skill set. They are looking for the particular area to focus on to improve themselves. But once they set up their organization, so they are they want to that means they are focusing on productivity. How can I increase my productivity to make in the profit? How can I efficiency? How we will achieve these things? How can I increase the value? That means with a less time, how can I get the more output? That is nothing but the value. Or these all are correlated, one to correlated. If your productivity increase or if your efficiency increase or if your values increase, so 100% your profit will be increased. This is every organization or small to big organization they are looking perfect currently, and also they are investing towards to increase this whatever the point I have highlighted. They are investing to the future. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. Just one more question I will ask again. Then, okay, we know about overall view of the what they are looking. Then I will ask the question again, guys. How we can achieve the efficiency? Okay, efficiency. What efficiency in terms of a particular industry, or how what is the productivity in terms of particular that organization, and how can I increase the value, or how can I get the profit? How can we achieve that? Let us take today. We are focusing on the CAD customization, or related to the automobile industry. So just based on that industry only, we will talk about this slide. Just I will go to the these things. This is one because as I said, all the industry they are investing toward the automation. Automation nowadays it's a booming like anything. Like it may be software or it may be technology or it may be innovation or it may be system. So the main their focus is to so they need to reduce the repetitive task what they are doing currently. So by avoiding the repetitive task, they can increase their efficiency or the productivity. So let us say today I am working on the 1 hour. So to do some activity, tomorrow if I do the automation, I can do it in 1 second. Correct, right? So who is the more profit or who is the more efficiency or who is the more productivity? So here that is it. So let us take an example. I am an employer. So what I am finally looking? I am finally looking at the efficiency output. Okay. I am talking about general overall in high level talk about things. If I am an employer, so I want to if I invest in something, I need to get back a profit. That's it. How can I get the profit? By increasing productivity, efficiency, or whatever the work we are doing. So the 1 hour work. So I am going to do in a 1 minute. So that is there. Okay, I will invest that particular area and I get back my profit. That is my main intention as an employer. So now just giving a overall things. So then, so let us assume here itself. So we can, if you know the automation kind of stuffs, so we can increase our efficiency. We can get the more profit, and we can increase our productivity instead of doing repetitive task in a one click. And also the efficiency. If you talk about the efficiency, while where the manual intervention is there are some chances of mistakes always. So it's we are human beings. We are not always 100% correct. But if you do or if you teach the machine will do the repetitive task for you without any problem. what you are going to give the input in a first time. So that means if you are give the perfect input to the machine will give 100, whatever the how many times it is there, the task will do 100%, the task will be done. That means to say your quality is also very good compared to user intervention. And what current industry, what is the trending of that industry, what they're looking, instead of the resource or the engineers, so that means it's spending on the time on the repetitive task, or the repetitive task is nothing but the non-value added task. In a current industry we are talking about non-value added task, or it's the nothing that means to say, if I want to create 1,000 points, so I want to create, click go to Katia, click on point, create, once again give the coordinates, click on. If I want to do it 1,000 times, then it's a completely repetitive task. There is no value for me as an engineer. So what the current employer or industry therefore telling, so instead of doing the repetitive task or non-value added activity, so do your steps in automation and focusing remaining on the real engineering activities. Learn more and more innovative. So those are the things now current industry is trending. So now just as I mentioned, so one thing keep in your mind wherever, okay, in a future, if you want to sustain, so that means now from last 2 to 3 years, the automation is a booming like anything. Okay, we'll talk about all the things in the coming later. Just this is an introduction about the automation stuffs. So how we can, because see now, as I said, that to increase the productivity, efficiency, or profit or value, there are n number of methods or n number of ways is there. So out of that n way, the best optimum way is the automation, the whatever the activity you are doing that activity. Okay, now here onwards, we will focus on the CAD related activities. Now, someone said Six Sigma manufacturing technique. Okay, that is very fantastic. But our way is going towards the design and related activity, completely mechanical engineering activities. Okay, so just moving to the next slide. So then, okay, till the moment, just we said automation. Okay, automation is a good thing. We all are come to know it's a very in future sustainable is there. Then we need to ask our question itself. Then which area we need to focus? Either can I focus on the manufacturing? Either can I manufacturing sector also we can do the automation, or either we can choose the design. Either we can do the purchasing. Either we can do the aftermarket team. Which way team we need to go? So there I need to first focus. Okay. So first decide yourself which field you need to go. So here onwards, I am focusing completely on the design and its related activity, not on manufacturing technique and not on aftermarket and not on purchasing team. Okay, so it's here onwards I will go for the design and related activity. Okay, just I will give the brief introduction, the current scenario. It's an I'm not talking about, not telling to you guys any on paper or something, any journals and that kind of things. I am telling it's in the real industry, what is current industry is running. So those points I'm telling now. Okay, in automobile industry, let us take like manufacturing sector. So before entering to the manufacturing sector, we need to do the virtual data, build the virtual data. What is virtual data then? So virtual data is nothing but so whatever the 3D CAD data you are doing, so in the design and the development phase, that is called the virtual data. Why we require virtual data before going to the manufacturing? Any answer? So we can directly jump into manufacturing, right? Why we are going for the design? That means the design and development activity, first phase itself. That is also important. Without design and development, they will not do the manufacturing. So here, see now what I'm said. So why we need, my question is here, why we need virtual data before manufacturing. So once you set up to do the capital cost, to do the manufacturing, it's require high capital investment, like even the machine and even the process wise, even though setting a assembly lines are it are huge capital cost. Okay, to produce your part, whatever that is, that means what is the outcome of the product or component or part. So if some component has dimension wise or functional wise is mismatched, whatever the capital cost or whatever the line you are introduced or placed, that completely zero, it's a washout. So that is the reason to avoid all those things in manufacturing problems. We need to do the virtual data. So virtual data, what are the things we will do? As I said, design and development activity. In design, we will do the manufacturing and gap and flash. What is the interface? What is the durability? What is the head impact analysis? Whether it's meeting all the standard and requirement, we will do all the activities. So then we will give the assurance to the manufacturing. If you produce a part, this is the design part, you with minimal very zero. We should have to give the 100% assurance to the manufacturing. So there is no defect while doing the manufacturing activity. So that is the reason. So we will do the design and development activity before entering into the manufacturing. Again, the design and development stage itself around 1 year to 3 year. Again, it depend upon the completely project, what kind of project, whether it's a start cost project or low budget cost project. It's completely n number of factor will be driven again. Okay. So then you got what is virtual data. Okay, so that is the reason we need to first go for the virtual data. Okay, what is how we can build the virtual data? Then we can build the virtual data by using the 3D CAD tool. What are the 3D then? What are the 3D CAD tool available nowadays? Like you take CATIA or NX, Creo or SolidWorks. Okay, again these are the 3D CAD tool, 3D CAD tool, or it also and also AutoCAD also. Okay, but out of these three CAD tool, which one I need to choose? For the, as I said, my first slide topic is to which how to focus on the future sustainable. Okay, we have a number of CAD tool is there. Now which one I need to choose? Now I need to dig into ground study. So now let us take like BMW, Toyota, Ford, Audi. That is nothing but the top OEMs and top tier one supplier. Which tool they are using? If you studied that one, most of the OEMs and tier one and tier two suppliers are using the CATIA tool. CATIA tool as their here to do the virtual data or to do the 3D data. Like take all the OEMs except a few of the OEMs, most of the major OEMs, they are using 3D CAD tool. So that means CATIA. So that means it's clear indication. So instead of focusing on the another CAD tool like Creo, SolidWorks or Autodesk, so just to focus on the CATIA, because the number of openings and the number of the opportunity will be more. And also tier one and tier two supplier like Ferocia, Varac, Value, and Macra. So those of the tier one supplier also they are using the CATIA tool for to meet the OEM requirement. And as I mentioned, some of the OEMs here I know listed out. So these all are the OEMs they are using the CATIA in current industry, in real industry currently. So by observing the above point, we can conclude what is the major 3D CAD tool? The major 3D CAD tool is the CATIA. So now our focus is to, as I mentioned, how can I, now I will relate to the first slide, how I can, what is that, increase the efficiency or profit or productivity by just doing the automation steps in a CATIA or CATIA design related activity. Again, if you go to the design development, there are n number of positions and n number of what is that ways will be there to do the activity, like interior trims, exterior trims, and BAW, living, and again analysis team. N number of department will come. Okay, so again, except analysis and all the design related activity, they are using the our CATIA tool. So again, CATIA tool in the sense of, as I said, we need to focus on the automation steps. The primary prerequisite is to, you should have to know the basic CATIA. So that is the thing. One thing, guys, our audience keep in mind, if your skill set is high, your pay is also be that is equal. Your skill set is equal to your what is that pay. So let us just I will give the one what is that example. Yeah, compared to manufacturing, design is a bit high scale. Compared to design, the automation is a bit high scale. Again, in automation also there are n number of ways is there to do the automation steps. So we will see that part. What are those things? So how can we achieve that one to get the I skill set? So now I am directly jumping to the CATIA automation steps here. So how can we do the CATIA automations then? So CATIA, someone will say CATIA customization, or someone will say CATIA automation, or those are the n number of word they will say. But in current industry, they will say CATIA automation or CATIA customization. Okay, here just I will this by observing this graph. I think I hope all are able to see my screen, presentation screen. So here, if you see here, skill and training, and these all are the things are kind of completely automation. So there are four ways is there to do the automation steps. One is the UDF or UDF isn't that nothing but the user defined future, like nothing but it's a power copy. Like we will do some kind of a snap or by adding the most of the parameter, we will do the automation steps. That is called the UDF. And some of the knowledge workbenches available in CATIA, like checks and whatever the drop and drag, some of the n number of what is that parameter available, and also some of the mathematical equation is available. By using those things, how we can achieve, how we can do some of the things, can do automation steps. So if you observe those things, so that is nothing CATIA v5 knowledge ware, but again it's required. So this is the second knowledge ware. See now, just I will see now here. If you know the CATIA basics, as I said, your skill set, IDF. It says if you spend 1 hour or 1 day, so you will able to learn the UDF also. And if you spend 1 week with the CATIA v5 basics, 1 week or 2 weeks, you can learn the knowledge ware also. It's completely integrated in the CATIA tool itself. Next, we will take about the important things we are entering, that is called the automation steps. So here, see now, if you observe here, CATIA v5 basics you should have to know. This is the prerequisites and visual basics. This is the to the language we are going to use to do the CATIA automations. And also CATIA v5 automation API you should have to know. If you know that word, your skill set is this much. So remember one word I already mentioned, your skill set is equal to your pay. Okay. So now your that means if you know the VB basic, your skill here. If you know the CAA, that's required object oriented language. So C++, in depth C++ required. So here. So and also if you know the CAA v5 APIs, your skill set is very high. So and also you are that means most of the top industries are looking for this CAA developer. This CAA developer, like the in a market very less. Market scarcity is there for the automation. Our resources are very less to do the as well as automation stuff as well as CAA stuff. I can say here CATIA v5 basics are in an advanced level. So most of the in a market, most of the guys are available in this level. If you know the this level as well as this level, it will give you a good advantage for you guys. So you know, just in one proverb is there. Just I would like to say in all the my classes, if you feed seeds in a earth, or what is that? If you take a word into your art, one day it will give you a fruitful return. So always you need to upgrade to your skill set according to your field. So you need to identify first what skill set I need to go further level, or to sustain the future. So if this level also is not there, how can I achieve for the next level? Those things, that eagerness you should have to be always, you should have to be there in your mind. Then only you can sustain the future. You can sustainable in the future. Am I clear, right? Okay, so now here onwards, so just I will focus on these two area. As I mentioned, knowledge ware, this is a kind of workbench, like a end user tool. So they will give some of the what is that tools. By using those tools, I can do the some of the automation stuffs. This is also very good, but the most of the industry, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, they are focusing on year, not they are focusing on year. But I agree, is it this is also required, so to make very perfect in the complete CATIA automation or CATIA customization master, these all are the things is required completely. Okay, so moving forward, I hope all are clear how many ways we can do the automations of CATIA and what is the skill level, and just based on those things, just I put it a one graph. So moving forward, we will speak about the what is automation, what is CAA, and what is the how can we achieve. Just I will give one demo also. What is the benefit of the automation? Okay, so now let us take the position according to your capability. Now see, use as is, and also this is called the developer. This is called the advanced end user. This is called the extent. Okay, so if you know the some kind of knowledge where you are some kind of simple and behavior kind of, you can use the knowledge where workbench. And if you know the automation, you have a simple UI. That means user interface they will provide. By using that simple UI, you can do the automated stuffs. I hope for the first level, this is more enough the automations. Now, because tier 1 and tier 2 major of the OEM, they are using the automation. Because why they are not using the CAA except major industry like middle level OEM or middle level tier 1 or suppliers, they are using the automation. What is the reason? I will come to the next slide. What is the advantage of the CAA and what is the advantage of the VBA? So if you see here, CAA is nothing but the component architect application. It's an advanced version of the C++. So for currently, we are able to do the in C++ only. So that will involve, if you observe the CN color like ellipse, it include all the things. Like you can do the advanced, you can take the simple and simple behavior and advanced behavior, new data type. If something want to develop on your own command or complete those things you can do in a CAA. But in automation, it's very limited interface, not very limited interface. Okay, by using those interface, you can do the by some of the things we need to do the automated stuffs. Okay, okay, moving forward, just as I mentioned, what is CAD customization? CAA, VB is nothing but the VB script, knowledge-aware workbench, UDF. As I mentioned in earlier slide, we will most focus on the automation stuff like CAA and VB script. Okay, let us take the first why CAA. What is the difference between CAA and VB script? Okay, VB script is a low-level language. CAA is the high-level language. For VB script, we don't require any prior program knowledge, but CAA it's the required prior program knowledge. Like as I mentioned here, you should have to know the complete understanding of the C++ object-oriented language. This one. Okay. So now, if you talk about the program difficulty in CAA, it's very hard, but in VB, it's very easy. And whatever the graphical user interface capability in CAA is very high. You can do anything. And here the VB is a medium cost. That it's in the capability of the GUI is medium. And the main why, as I mentioned, added one point, why the major industry are tier 1, tier 2, they are not using CAA because of this point, license cost and maintenance cost. So license and maintenance cost is the CAA is very high, because you know we can do anything on CAA means the obviously the cost is also very high. But in VB it's an open source, so we can do we can do the very minimum maintenance cost also very low, and there is no license cost for the VBA. So if you know, if you have a CATIA license, you can CATIA installed in your machine, you can start with VB scripting without any third party tool. So that is one of the main factor or main point. Major tier 1, tier 2 or other tier 2 or tier 3 suppliers are using the VB script for their automation stuffs. Obviously, the process time. Again, the process time is nothing but to run an application. So let us take, so to run any command, it will take 5 minutes in VB scripting if you do any automation. If you do in CAA, it's very low. It's kind of 1 second or 2 seconds. So this CAA, it's running on the RAD, Rapid Application Development Environment. So as I mentioned, it's an advanced version of the C++. It's built by the Dassault CAA. So that is the reason whatever the commands or point line in CATIA you are seeing all are built by CAA, and mathematically and graphics wise and in terms of API wise all are very high in CAA, higher end level. But in VB very limited APIs and process time also compared to. I'm saying VB is the, I'm not denying completely VB is a low. No, that is not a correct thing. Just I'm clearing to you in this point itself. Due to this reason, so whatever the point I have added, so for the major industry, they are using the VB because API limited API is there according to whatever the steps I am doing to do those automation steps. So whatever the APIs are available, those are sufficient or in VB scripting. So that's okay for me. So then why I need to invest too much on the CAA? So that is the main concern here. To go for the why the major industries are using VB scripting. And as I mentioned, point also API exposure also is very high in CAA and it's limited compared to CAA. But compared to your knowledge workbench, much more better than the knowledge workbench VB. If you see in here, again I will go back to this slide. So VB is a much more, that means it's an high skill set is very high. Okay, moving to the next. So this is a slide what I told why VBA will choose most of the industry, because easy to learn and easy to implement, and development time is also low compared to CAA, because in CAA it's required n number of interfaces and third party software also required, like Visual Studio is required, RAD is required, CA required, and again CATIA is required. So again the investment are all the three, that means by combining all those things we can develop as a application in CAA, build the application in CAA. But in not that like type in CAA VBA, if you only CATIA, so you can start the building your application, or you can make start the automation. That is nothing but in CATIA someone will say macros. So macros, then nothing but the whatever the script you are going to write. So after once you run the script, that is called a macro in CATIA. So again, no license is required and low maintenance cost and easy to integrate into CATIA. But it's in the CAA, it's not easy to integrate into CATIA. It's required again IT support, backend team. So by considering all those things, VBA is the best in the current industry market. So in terms of, I am saying in terms of openings to get into the job. So here then the question will arise, what are the things we will learn in VBA? Like first we will teach the in VB basics, like it's not required, nothing required the prior programming knowledge. So anyone can learn because it's very easy to understand this VB basics. And after that we will teach how to assess the CATIA object. Like I think, I hope Roshan, is it all the guys are know about CATIA? Who are the audience is there?
Yeah, so some will be knowing about CATIA v5, some will be having some knowledge about CATIA v5. So.
Okay. So this is a if you know the some of the, okay, those guys just they can grab the this point what I'm saying. Like see now, like workbenches, line, point, those all are the things we can do. These all are the called the object in CATIA. That means in our VB scripting. So how to assess those object? So without without user intervention, or that means without manual, how can I get those all are the object? And also CATIA interactive selection, like you are selecting the point, line, copy, paste, delete, and change the geometrical set. These all are the steps you are doing right manually. So those all are the things how can do the automatically. So that is nothing but the CATIA interactive selection. What are the programs I need to do? So those things I will teach here. And one more thing, after this one, as I mentioned, CATIA is mainly related for the part design, GST, drafting, and assembly workbench. That is nothing but the product workbenches. So these are the four major workbenches in the current industry. All the OEMs they are using. So we will give the more exposure to these workbenches like part design, generative shape design, pro assembly workbench, and drafting. So though we will expose, that means we will give more exposure to the or more information or more APIs related to these workbenches we are going to teach. And also the how to communicate with the external application. If you are working on a CATIA, so there's just some input are in the Excel or maybe in the PowerPoint or maybe in the other any another kind of software. How I can communicate with the external application, or I want to send a email automatically to another X person. How can I do in a CATIA in a one click? So those are the things we are going to learn. And also some of the PowerPoint, I need to do the automatically grab the information from CATIA to translate into PowerPoint. How we can do the automated PowerPoint. So those are the things we can learn in this CATIA customization by using VBA, Visual Basics. Okay, so now these are the content and this is the what are the things. So far I said why it is necessary, how to choose, and what is the openings, and what is the importance of the automation. I explained. Now I will tell what are the positions in available in the OEM and tier 1 and tier 2 supplier. Like most of the automobile industry are OEMs, as I mentioned, all those things. They are like one department is there that is called the KBE department. That is nothing but the knowledge based engineering. Okay, so that they will hire you as a 1 year 2 year experience as a fresher, junior KB engineer or KB engineer. After that again your level is go to the KB engineer, senior KB engineer, and KB lead, and as well as your manager. Again once you reach the top or peak point of the technical field, so then you can choose, you can choose either choose a management field, or either you can choose for the that is again technical field like chief engineer. So those are the position. Either after that one it will come around 15 or after 20-year experience, so that position will come. So on some of the industry they will hire as a application developer, and some company like the third party organization, that means they are consulting what is that industry, they will hire you as a consultant and they will place you in a tier 1 and tier 2 supplier. At that moment your position is consultant, and some company they will take as a CAD customization engineer. So these all are the things. So these all are the positions, and what is that tree or vertical level available in the current industry. Just to adding this point, I will tell. So where our competition should be. Keep in mind wherever you go, our competition should be our competition. Our that means wherever our focus should be, where the minimum resources or minimum less resources or less competitor is there, there we need to focus, then we can achieve very easily. So that is my, because we want, as I mentioned, in a current market the scarcity or less resources are available for the CATIA customization. So if you know this skill set, if you got the opportunity directly, you can enter into that position. As I mentioned, your skill is equal to your pay. So keep in this mind always. So gain the more skill, so you will get the, if you got the opportunity, so you will get good opportunities in the future, or you can sustain your future. So that is what I am trying to say here. I hope you guys all are understand what is the customization in CATIA, and what are the importance and what are the positions are available in the current market. I hope I given the brief overall view. That means on the high level information I delivered for all the audience. Okay, just before going to the question and answer session, just I will give one what is that automation steps. I will show to you in CATIA directly. See now we are, all the guys are aware about the, weld points, right? Just welding point. While doing the BIW welding point, we need to do, that means spot weld, some of the point before to doing some any further operations. So then they are for them in a CNC machine, we need to give the X, Y, Z coordinate. So we need to feed the data to the whatever the automated machines. How we can give that data? We can send the data to the virtually. So that means to say you need to give the input to the manufacturing in CATIA. That means CATIA. After that, they will convert into other formats. There, then that is a different story. So now let us see. Now there are 100 points is there. For 100 point, I know the coordinate. Okay, in this coordinate, my what is that head or CNC machine weld gun? It should go. We need to give the XYZ. That means to say in our data, I need to give a point. In a CATIA, I need to show in a design and development activity to more clarity for the manufacturing information or manufacturing guys to give the. So now let us see. Let us take all of the guys. If you know the CATIA, so what is the point I need to create? 100 point. So just I need to click on here, and after that I need to give the coordinate value like 20 sorry 20, 30 or whatever it may be, that XYZ. If you give the coordinate, okay, click OK. So it's given the for 1 point I, okay, 20 to 30 second. For 1 point I am taking 20 to 30 second into 100. So how much time I required? Minimum 30 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, couple of 20 minutes are required to create the 100 point. Just I will show to you, just instead of, I will not create the manually, just I wrote on macro to the showing purpose, how that means to give the flavor of the what is automation. So just I will macro, just I've developed one macro. I want to create 100 point. So just click whatever the macro you develop the activity. It's only if you learned 5 minutes activity to write this code. Okay, right click on module and click on run. If you observed, 100 points will become. So according to the your coordinate automations, just even though for creating 1 point, it's taking 20 to 30 seconds. But in a one click, in a 1 second, I created 100 points. Clear, right? What we can do. So this is just flavor. So, but we can use all those things, whatever the API object is available, all the object we can do, we can develop a logic, we can do any kind of activity by using these tools. So that is the beauty of the automations. Okay, so just I will moving to the point. Just if you observe here, just logic, internal logic, just I developed 1 point to another point, 10 mm, 10 mm adding. So just all the points are just 10 mm, 10 mm. Just I will show to you again, all the guys. So just delete once again. Once again, I will delete all those things. Delete. So just I will do the macro. I will run Alt F8 shortcut. We will teach all those things, how to write, how to do all those activity. So just click on run. So now if you observe 1, 2, 3. In a 3 second, it given me a perfect 100 points. If you count it from here to here, so 100 point will be there. 100 elements selected. Just I wrote the code in background. This is nothing. It's in only 2 line of code.